What's up, guys? Ken Kaplan here from the New England Motorcycle Museum. It's cold outside, but I'm warm inside, riding this classic 1976 Triumph Bonnevile T140V. V stands for 5-speed, left side shifter. This was the first generation. Listen to that thing. This is from the Meriden plant. They actually built these there from 1959 until 1983. They had a 25-year run, and it's an awesome bike. The Bonneville was actually, the name came from the Bonneville salt flats where they set the land world speed record with a version of this motor. And for 3 generations of this bike, including the modern one, the 2020 model of this, have been made in England, and they are just awesome bikes. The new ones look like the old ones. When's the last time you seen a Bonneville do that, huh? Wes DeShano, the owner of this bike, has owned it since 1986, and he's got it tuned to a T. Within the last 2,000 miles, he's rebuilt the motor and put a brand new set of Amel carburetors on it, new tires, gone through the whole bike front to back, including the fork seals. What a great running bike. Evel Knievel actually used a Triumph to do some of his big jumps, and it's a very sporty machine. It's not that far removed from the Jack Piner 500, where they used to race these on-road and off-road. They make cafe racers out of them. This is the V model. Again, V stands for a 5-speed, made in Meriden, England. This one has just been thoroughly tuned up. New points in the last 2,000 miles. They've done the top end on it and everything. And it hauls the mail. Brakes work great, doesn't leak oil anywhere. Ironically, everything works on the bike electrically too, which is really quite remarkable to even have a Triumph 750 that has turn signals on it. Look at this thing. It's got front and rear original turn signals, which work beautifully. The rear brake works. Everything works on the bike. The horn even works on it. And all the idiot lights work. The blinker idiot light works. The high beam indicator works. See that? Showing about 1,100 RPM when she's idling. 16,691 miles on it. In the last 2,000 miles, it's had all the gaskets replaced on the motor. New points. It's got a brand new set last year of brand new Amel carburetors. It's like a $500 upgrade. Brand new grips on it. New shifter lever. And she's a beauty. So let me bring her inside. I'll show you all the paperwork. New fork seals on it too. The forks have been rebuilt. New tires. What I don't think I said yet. Wes, the owner, who's owned it for 33 years, was an automotive or a mechanical engineer who maintained this bike and did all the work himself in his garage at his house. Listen to the way this thing idles. Sounds beautiful. Nice set of performance. 2-in-a-2 exhaust on it. Just a beautiful piece. If you come into the museum here down on the far end, we've got the Triumph display over here. BSAs and Triumph you see, and Nortons and Ducatis are all on the right hand side here. Got a nice lineup of Bonnevilles over here starting from the 60s. This one here is the last version of the ones made in Meriden, England. There's a nice Bonnie, another Bonnie. This is a nice old one. That's a 19, that one's a 40, I'm not sure what year that one is. In the 50s. Some beautiful BMWs here. Just a beautiful riding piece. Nice day for a ride. You know, it's probably in the 40s, which if you're from Florida or anywhere else, you probably think that's freezing cold. Up here, that's like a heat spell this time of year. Heat wave. It's got the center stand intact. The as I had mentioned earlier, Wes had thoroughly gone through this bike front to bottom, top to back. It starts up first kick every time. A large part of that is due to these brand new Amel carburetors. The bike's 43 years old, but so to get the original carbs tuned right, he was having a little difficulty. He couldn't get it carbureted perfectly, so he bought a brand new set, and it's been a huge improvement. It has new air filter, brand new carburetors, brand new throttle cables, and throttle grip, and passenger grip. It's got a new shifter rubber. The base gasket, the head gasket, the top end was rebuilt 2,000 miles ago, and he's always changed the oil every year, whether he rode it much or not. It's got a brand new set of rear shocks on it, recent chain and sprocket. The front tire is brand new, still got the nubs on it. The rear tire has got is brand new also, with less than 100 miles on it. So just a beautiful piece. 5-speed left-hand shifter. This is the second year of the left-hand shifter. These are shift on the right and brake on the left. This is a more traditional Kickstarter, of course. And again, Bonnevile, from the Bonnevile Salt Flats. Bonneville, all the Bonneviles had twin carbs. This one is a 5-speed oil in frame. You can see the oil dipstick right there. The original seat's in excellent condition. Underneath the seat looks nice, new battery. Chrome is good on the seat base is in good condition, the seat vinyl is in good shape. It's got a decent paint job on it, and the chrome looks great. So lots to like about this bike. And the master cylinder is new on it also. The brake and clutch lever appear to be in brand new condition. So original bars are in good shape. Wes has never dropped this bike, never abused it, never rode wheelies on it like I just did. But my brother and I had Triumphs when we were kids. He was 16. He had the same bike. He had the 77 version of this, and I had a Triumph 500, a Daytona version, which was also a twin carb, Daytona 500. And my brother used to ride 3-gear wheelies all the way up the street on these things that tuned right. They haul the mail, and this one is tuned beautifully. So, and he's got the nice shorty mufflers on there, so it breathes really good. Again, new shocks on the rear. The forks are new on the front, so the suspension's been rebuilt, the tires have been rebuilt, the brake system's been rebuilt. It's got new points, new battery, new carburetors, and the top end's rebuilt. If you bought a Bonneville, the typical Bonneville 76, 72 to 79, that era, in not running condition, let's say number 4, if you look in the comprehensive vintage motorcycle price guide, which I can post a copy of that, so you can see the number 1 condition value of this bike is $10,000. The number 5 condition, which is a non-running rough shape, is $2,000. Typically, the non-running Bonnevilles from this era are selling for around $3,000. If you were to take a $3,000 Bonneville, rebuild the motor, put new tires, new brakes on it, new carbs, sort everything out, if you bought it to our shop and said, hey, I want all this work done, you're going to end up with a 30-hour service ticket and a couple $1,000s in parts. So you're better off buying one that's already done. This is done. It's a one-kick affair. Starts right up. Turn signals, all the lights, everything works beautifully. That in itself is an anomaly for any 70s motorcycle, let alone a Triumph. And this is sorted out. So I would put this one in between a number 2, which is $8,000 value, and a number 3, which is $6,000 value. Somewhere in that ballpark. We'll let the market decide what she's worth. If you have any questions, give us a call, 860-454-7024. It will be auctioned off to the high bidder. You can see the engine is no oil leaking anywhere on the motor. This is a motor that's well sorted out. There's no intake leaks, of course, because the intake and carb system is brand new. The spark plugs and spark plug leads are brand new. The exhaust has no leaks or issues. The engine's nice and tight. All the aluminum's clean. Has a center stand and the side stand. Disc brakes front and rear, and the new 2020 Bonnevilles look a lot like the 70s Bonnevilles for a reason. This is a kick-ass looking motorcycle. It's beautiful. In fact, if James Dean walked into the shop here and wanted to pick a bike out, I'm pretty sure he'd grab one out of the Triumph row. Or if Steve McQueen wanted a bike to go take cross country, he'd probably grab one of these because they're badass, they're fun, they're fast, they handle awesome. They'll do over the ton. That's 100 miles an hour, no problem. And they're light enough and small enough where if you wanted to take it off-road, you could. It's not like riding a big 4-cylinder beast or a big Harley. It's a fairly light bike, and they turn these into flat trackers, hill climbers. They actually did off-road. Like I said earlier, the Jack Pine Enduro was on a Triumph 500, very similar frame style to this. So very versatile, fun, and it's affordable, and it's a great investment going up in value. So you can't go wrong with it. Good luck bidding on it. If you have any questions, give us a call. Merry Christmas. Put this under the tree. It's only 20 days to Christmas. And as always, God bless America.